First things first, we have to erase the codes. Okay, I've already done that. I've already brought this up to temperature as well, because that is actually one of the parts of the drive cycle. Okay, no codes, perfect. Now what we're going to do is go to special functions, OBD2 functions, drive cycle monitor. You're going to see that there's an evap system, there's a catalyst, and there's oxygen sensor monitors. There's also another one here, which is a secondary air valve. Now the secondary air valve, that one gets completed when first thing in the morning you turn your car on and you just let it idle. You don't do anything until it comes to temperature. Then after you turn it off, turn it back on, it should disappear. And if it doesn't, then just wait for it to cool off and try it again the next day. Sometimes some vehicles require a few of the exact things happening before the cycle is completed. This one, I let it warm up, boom, it was already off. Now what we're going to do is the evap, oxygen sensors, and catalyst, and let's go for a drive, and I'm going to show you what we have to do in order to get that stuff to happen. The very first thing I'm going to do is I am going to bring this vehicle up to about 35 miles an hour, and I'm going to keep it there best as I can for about 5 minutes. A lot of these drive cycles are kind of finicky about the speed of which you are trying to maintain. There's a little leeway, you know, sometimes you can go a little less than 35, sometimes a little more than 35, but things like that, kind of important. About 2 minutes after I had said I'm going to do my 35, one of the oxygen sensors had turned off. We have to maintain a speed of right around 55. Sometimes you can go up to 65, 75 sometimes, but 55 is generally what is suggested, and we need to maintain that, okay? And if you do that for about 15 minutes, something like that, both of those, look at this. So we had just lost the catalytic converter. So now it's just the oxygen sensor and the evap system. Also, if you are having problems, and this is important, if you are having problems with your catalytic converter or your O2 sensors or something, and it gets a code, but it hasn't confirmed it yet, in other words, it's pending, your drive cycle is going to take longer. And you might go through the whole drive cycle only for you to get a check engine light. But let's go ahead and take this to the freeway. We're going to maintain a speed of anywhere from 55 to about 65. We want to do that for about 10 or 15 minutes. And I know the distance on this particular car I have to go in order for that to trigger. Now the evap system, we're going to be able to get rid of that by doing 65 miles an hour and then letting go of the pedal and then just letting it coast down to 0 a few times. That will get rid of the evap. The good thing is here in California, the evap does not have to be ready in order to pass smog. You only have to have everything else. So as soon as this oxygen sensor goes away, I can go finish up my smog. So let's hit the freeway, guys. So I'm on the freeway, and I just remembered 2 important things that I needed to tell you, because if you don't do this, you're going to end up having issues. So you're going to run into them during the drive cycle. Okay, during all of them, you do not turn on the air conditioner, and you do not use cruise control. Okay, everything has to be manual. You've got to be doing it, and there's no AC. Okay, and right now we're still right here, and I have done this drive cycle now for maybe about 12 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. That's including the warming up of the car, from just starting it, letting it get to temperature, so that way the secondary air valve gets tested, everything's kosher. I literally had drove exactly how far I knew I needed to, and it turned off. Where I'm at, it always turns off right here. Okay, so I just got off the freeway and I'm going to turn around, but I've got the evap still. And the evap, this road right here, gives me the opportunity to do the evap test, because nobody is really ever on the road. And when you're doing these tests, you kind of want to do it where you might not get pulled over, or there might be kids playing and stuff, because there's going to end up being times you have to get your vehicle up to a decent speed and then just let it go. You know, I mean, just let go of the the gas. You don't want to hit the brakes or anything. I'm going to get it up to 65, and then I'm just going to end up letting go of the gas and letting it get down to about 1 mile an hour afterwards. And when that ends up happening, hopefully we should see the evap test stop. Sometimes you have to do it 3 or 4 times, but so far this drive cycle has taken me about, I would say, about 25 minutes right now. Okay, now like I said, I can take this in right now and it'll pass, because you don't have to have the evap finished. It doesn't have to be ready. Okay, everything else is passed, so I could take it in right now. But I want that evap to be done too. So let's go ahead and take care of the evap, and then I can take it to smog and this guy will pass. Another thing that you can do that will help sometimes getting some of these final ones to turn off is literally just go to a stop sign and hold the brake and just sit there and idle while it's in drive, and do that for about 3 to 5 minutes, and sometimes that will actually end up helping turning some of these codes off. So I had just done the 65 to about 1-2 miles an hour. I did that twice, turned the car off, got some gas, turned it back on. We're good to go, guys. So I can take this in, and this is going to pass smog with no problem. Anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video, you learned something from it, and if you did, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit the bell, because if not, you're not going to be notified of my new videos. I don't know why YouTube does that. What's the point of subscribing to somebody if you don't want to know about their new videos? It doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, yes, I do want to go to that. That is that, and until next time, talk to you later.